Hey, what's up, y'all? It's your boy Jeremy from Randolph Running Club, and I'm back again today with another video. I know it's been a minute. I haven't really made a video, I think, since the Saucony Triumph 18 review in January, and now we're basically to the end of February. Wanted to let you guys know kind of what I had going on, what are my plans as far as running so far in 2022 and for the rest of this year. And yeah, let's get into it. So it's been a crazy start to the year. I think just between work, hanging out with my wife and just, doing life things, I haven't really had a ton of time to make videos that I felt like were fitting for the channel and really made sense. So that's kind of the gist of why you haven't seen a video in a minute. But I wanted to make this one and just, kind of quickly give you a rundown on the things that I have planned and what I've kind of been working on as well. So in January, I did the Believe in the Run Winter Grit Challenge, which is kind of like this distance running challenge that Believe in the Run, Big Run Media does every year. I think they have a summer one and then a winter one. And this is my first time competing in it. I'll say competing, but you're kind of competing with yourself at the end of the day. And it's basically just like how many miles can you run over the course of a month, right? And it's a good way to just stay accountable, stay active, and do something while, it's kind of cold outside and maybe you don't feel super motivated to go on these runs. So I'm here in California, NorCal, Oakland, so it's not that cold, but it is colder than it has been. So that was a really good motivator for me. I actually did my first ever intentional run streak over the month of January. I ran every single day, January 1st through 31st, and my streak actually didn't end until I think February 6th or 5th. I learned a lot about myself. I learned that run streaking is really hard. So shout out to everybody who can do that and is on these incredibly long streaks, 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, etc. And yeah, it was a ton of fun. I feel like nowadays when I take an off day, I'm kind of like, oh man, I remember those good old days where I did 31 runs in 31 days, and it was a good experience. I think I finished with 180 miles, which was the highest mileage I've ever done in a month. Felt good, didn't pick up any injuries, so that's always a plus. And it was just a really good excuse for me to go and run outside. I'm waiting for that swag to come, Believe in the Run, so on the lookout for that. But if you get a chance to do summer grit or winter grit next winter, definitely sign up. I think it's 100% worth it. So yeah, so that was kind of how I started my year. Now we're in February, so my birthday was February 12th, so kind of took a little bit of time off of running for that weekend just to, be with my wife and really enjoy our time together in Lake Tahoe, doing some new stuff. I went skiing for the first time and realized I'm a much better runner than I am a skier. Which isn't saying much, but but that's the case. And we had an amazing time, and now I'm just kind of getting into this Coros training plan. So I did kind of take the plunge at the end of 2021 and leave Garmin, which I had been using since 2017, and go to Coros. I'll make a video about that to kind of explain my reasoning for why I did that and kind of what the experience was like, transferring ecosystems. But with that being said, I'm doing basically the equivalent of like a Garmin coach plan, but with Coros, and I'm following the training. And the point of it is, I think it's 8 weeks, and it's to help you be a better 5K, 10K, half marathon runner, right? So it's to kind of increase your speed at these short to medium distance road running events. So I'm going through that and kind of my tune-up race, but also a race at the same time. Kind of weird how that works, right? Is the Berkeley Half Marathon weekend, which is next weekend actually. By the time you're watching this video, the race is on February 27th, and I'm doing the 10K in Berkeley, which is just a few minutes up the road from Oakland. Really looking forward to that. The last time I ran an actual 10K was probably in 2018, and I think I did it in like 49 minutes and like 59 seconds, and I was ecstatic about that. Not to say that's a bad time, but I remember my only goal was to break 50 minutes, and I did that. And now my current 10K PR is 46 minutes and like 50 seconds, and I did that on route to my fastest half marathon. So I know I got a lot more left in the tank, and I'm really excited to smash that PR. I think my probably overly ambitious goal, but I want to see if I can do it, is if I could do this 10K in 44 minutes flat or less, I'd be really ecstatic. I think that's going to be a little bit of a stretch goal, but I definitely want that first number to start with a 44 or less. And I think that's reasonable. I know I can go under 45 if I'm really pushing it, but yeah, it's going to hurt a little bit, but I'm looking forward to it. From there, in March, I have the Oakland Running Festival, and I'm really excited for that. I'm doing this kind of crazy thing that they have called the Oakland Run the Town Challenge. And essentially what that is you run a 5K at like 7:30 in the morning. You know, you chill, you have a little bit of food, you do whatever you need to do. For me, I'm probably gonna walk home for a minute and foam roll or do something and just kind of relax. And then at 9:30 a.m., you come back and you run the half marathon, which I guess is starting at a similar time to the full marathon. So that event, that day, they have a 5K, a 10K, a half marathon, and a full marathon. So I'm doing the Run the Town Challenge, so I'll be doing the 5K and the half. And kind of my goal here with that race is that I don't have a really great 5K time. I did 21:57, and that was kind of at the start of the pandemic. I had just moved from New York back home to Miami, and I just went out and did a solo 5K, and I think I'm a much better runner now than I was then. I know a lot more about warming up and pacing, and yeah, that was just a terrible 5K. I went out there and my first mile was in like 6 minutes 30 seconds. My next mile was like 7 minutes, and then my last mile was like 7:45. So it was just like a complete mess. Like, I just progressively got slower and slower and slower, and I think now I could at least run 7-minute miles the whole time, but I think my goal is to be closer to like that 6:50, 6:45 range, and I'd really like to get in somewhere around 21 minutes or less if possible, with the ultimate goal of one day getting under 20 minutes. But yeah, so I mean, that's what I've got going on. And then kind of the half marathon, the reason why I wanted to do this Run the Town Challenge is I find that at the end of a marathon, my legs are just so tired and I'm having a really hard time. Like, I either go out really conservative and then I end up going super slow through the halfway mark, or I go out a little too fast and I really suffer at the end. So I kind of wanted to do this for two reasons. A, I wanted to, get a representative 5K time and go on an actual course and, just get a good time and have a good 5K experience that I haven't had, because I haven't run a 5K since 2019, like an actual race, an official race. And the other portion was I wanted to see how it felt to run a half marathon on kind of tired legs after I've given that all out effort. I think my goal here is if I can do 21-ish minutes, somewhere in that ballpark for the 5K, that would make me happy. And then I'd like to go out. I don't want to PR the half marathon. I don't think I will. But I mean, if I'm feeling great, I'll try. But I think my goal for the half marathon would be if I could get somewhere around an hour and 45 minutes, like hold that 8-minute per mile pace, which would ultimately be my goal marathon pace later in the year. I think that would make me really happy, just so I can know what it feels like to run that kind of pace for that distance on tired legs. So that's kind of my thinking there and why I wanted to do that challenge. From there, things get a little more hazy. I'm thinking I want to do the San Francisco full marathon, which is in July, I think. Is it, or is it in June? It's in June. Sorry. So I'm looking to do that just because it's like a hometown race. It's really beautiful. You go across the Golden Gate Bridge and you get to, just experience all of San Francisco, which is really nice. You don't have to travel for it, which is great as well. So I really want to take advantage of that amenity, I'll call it, just because I live in the area already. And yeah, so that'll be in June. So I'll probably have like a little short training plan to build up to that. And that'll be kind of just a fun race just to see where I'm at. Hopefully PR and go under 4 hours, but we'll see. But the big kahuna, the big race, my A race for the entire year is, drum roll please, I finally got accepted into another world major after doing Chicago last year. And I will be running the Berlin Marathon with my wife, who also got accepted via the lottery. So we're going to travel down to Berlin and run that race. It's in September, last weekend of September. Really looking forward to that. It's supposed to be a great course, flat, fast, world records there. So why would I not want to run that, right? So really looking forward to that event. And that's like my A race. I hope I can like get closer to that elusive 3 hour, 30 minutes marathon time. I mean, we'll see, but my goal, my A goal at all these races, of course, this year is to have fun. So first and foremost, that's what I'm trying to do. But with that in mind, you know, I got a couple shoe reviews coming up. I've been having a ton of fun hitting the trails, which I've like never done before, getting back into track workouts. So yeah, this year has just started off really well for me as far as running. I'm really excited. The goal is to stay injury free and just continue to have a really good time enjoying running, like I hope all of you are doing as well. So thank you for listening to me kind of ramble on about my shenanigans that I'm going to get into this year. I really appreciate it. Thank you for subscribing to this channel, for liking the videos, and just continuing to watch this content. And if it is your first time, feel free to hit that subscribe button, or, you know, drop a comment down below. I'd love to talk to you and hear about your plans for 2022 and what you have planned as far as running is concerned. And with that being said, as always, stay safe, continue to inspire others, and stay blessed, y'all. Take it easy, and I'll see you in the next one.